Let's set up your devices so we can work out one-on-one together. It doesn't really matter whether you're using a laptop, iPad, or maybe a phone. We are just going to see if we can find one angle for where you're standing up working out and one when we do exercises on the ground. The good news is that once we establish those, we're pretty much going to come back to the same two angles over and over again, unless you, of course, you do a daily feng shui in your gym area, then we have to change it. But otherwise, we're pretty much coming back to the same two once we establish them. Also, another good thing to use is AirPods, so we can hear each other better. It's not super necessary, but sometimes that helps. We are going to start with the standing exercises. When you set your phone up and look at yourself to see where you're at, or we can do this together. But what I want to do is I want to be able to see your feet more than the ceiling. If I can see your feet, I know you're in the right foot position, so you're not getting injured, you're getting an effective workout. I don't really need to see the ceiling. So my rule of thumb is when you set up the camera, well, I will help you. If there's too much ceiling, you're probably a bit too high up. Plus, there's nothing I really need to see above your arms, above your head when you work out. This is much more important. So more feet than ceiling. And be mindful, if you haven't done it before, that there are no light fixtures above your head before you start working out. So that's the standing exercises. Let's go for the floor ones. Welcome to the floor. As you can see, we're all the way down on the floor. My rule of thumb for the floor is I don't want to see, or I don't need to see too much of the floor. Pretty much where the mat begins is perfect, because then I know where you're at in the position of the mat. Also, we don't need too much above that, because as you work out, there are no real exercises that go higher than your arms are extended. There might be some leg exercises where your legs are straight up with your heels flexed, but I will always remind you of that. So if this is the best angle you can get because of space, that's perfect. So, not too much, floor, and that's about it. One or two more things before we quit. Once again, if you have AirPods, they work great, but not necessary, depending on if you have family and pets like that in the house that makes noise. Also, if we're shooting in the mornings or throughout the day, try not to be in front of a window that is uncovered, because the brightness of the light can make you appear a little bit dark, so I can't see some of the angles that I need to see. That's pretty much it. So we're going to use at least two angles, maybe one or two more. That's it. Coming back to the same angles. No ceiling for standing exercises, pretty much. And I can see your feet. And on the floor, I just like to be able to see your workout area, not so much the floor. And stay away from windows. That's pretty much it. I'm really looking forward for your next workout. I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching.